You might have heard that attaining enlightenment is a Herculean task, one that requires superhuman effort to achieve. However, in today's video, you'll find out that that doesn't have to be the case. Join us as we take a deep dive into the technique known as self-inquiry, a method first practiced by Ramana Maharshi, one of the greatest spiritual sages of the 20th century. The technique involves peeling back the many layers of your personality until you uncover the shimmering diamond of awareness at the core of your being. Once you do, you'll arrive at an astonishing realization. You and God aren't separate entities, but are one and the same. Whether you've been on the spiritual path for years or are just beginning to explore the vast, uncharted territories of your inner world, this video is your invitation to discover who you really are at your core. Let's get started. Who was Ramana Maharshi? Picture an ordinary teenage boy living in southern India. One day, an overpowering fear of death grips him. Instead of fighting it, he surrenders, vividly imagining his own demise. At that moment, something truly remarkable happens. The fear dissolves, leaving an unshakable knowing. Because his true essence transcends the body's limitations, it never dies. This realization rocks his world to its core. Pulled by a mysterious force deep within him, he leaves home for the sacred mountain of Arunachala. Initially, he spends days immersed in silent meditation, utterly unconcerned with worldly matters. However, as people begin to seek him out, he discovers that he's able to guide them towards a sense of who they really are at their core. Word spreads of the sage of Arunachala, yet he remains unchanged, living simply and austerely. People are inexplicably drawn to the silent power he radiates, seeking answers to life's enduring mysteries. He responds not with elaborate theories, but by guiding them back to their inner awareness. The sage would eventually call his method self-inquiry. In a nutshell, this story encapsulates the lasting spiritual legacy of Ramana Maharshi and the effect he's had on the world. He never preached or formulated a doctrine, but selflessly offered his method to everyone without expectation. This direct approach resonated with seekers from all over the planet, earning him the title Maharishi, which means great sage. Even as his body succumbed to cancer in 1950, his presence remained a testament to the power of his teachings. Understanding self-inquiry. You don't need years of rigorous training or a monastic lifestyle to practice self-inquiry. It's a simple yet profound tool accessible to anyone curious about the nature of their own being. The method challenges us to question the very bedrock of who we are. It involves repeatedly asking ourselves, who am I? This process redirects our attention away from the outer layers of our personality and towards the shimmering diamond of awareness within. Keep asking this question while observing the thoughts and feelings that arise without identifying them. You'll eventually discover the self that exists beyond names, forms, and the transient phenomena of life. You'll realize that your true nature isn't separate from God. They're actually one and the same. This realization brings about a profound transformation where your sense of being a separate individual dissolves into the boundless ocean of pure consciousness. We've all bought into the illusion that we're egos encased in a body and a mind, but this is an illusion that causes us untold suffering. We'll never find lasting peace if we keep looking for pleasure in external sources. The only true joy comes when we recognize our true nature, pure consciousness, on a deep level. Self-inquiry is a direct method of doing this. It helps us to realize that there are no dualities, only an all-pervading consciousness everything is a part of. Getting ready to do self-inquiry. Self-inquiry doesn't require us to accept anything on faith. Instead, it's all about exploring your own experience in a methodical, almost scientific way. Through direct observation of your mind and questioning your assumptions, you gain penetrating insights into the true nature of consciousness. But, even more importantly, you realize that you're not an isolated fragment adrift on a lonely sea. You're part of a glorious totality, just like every other thing and every other being. It helps if you quiet the mind before doing the process. A simple 10 to 15 minute meditation beforehand helps. Breath work, mindfulness, or any technique that brings stillness can also be beneficial. Choose a regular time for your practice, whether first thing in the morning or just before bed. Consistency is important. Be patient with yourself. Some days it might be easy to do it, other days not so much. The important thing is to trust the process and stick with it. The first tool, I am. There are two parts to this method. Feel the sense of I am and ask yourself, who am I? And related questions. Use these tools in a continuous fluid process. Start by turning your attention inwards and simply noticing the feelings of being present, the sense that I exist. Don't try to analyze it, just feel it. Notice where you locate this feeling and any qualities associated with it. Does it seem to have a center or boundaries? Tracing back and questioning what we think is the I helps dissolve our identification with fleeting thoughts and feelings, revealing a more profound sense of being. The second tool, who am I? As you hold on to that sense of I am, the next step is to question its source. Direct the question, who am I, inwards, as if seeking to locate the origin of this feeling. Don't expect an intellectual answer. The goal is to trace the feeling of I am back to its roots. Keep digging deeper, turning your attention inward. Try asking, what is it that's aware of this? Using what instead of who makes the process more powerful. Each time you uncover a new layer, keep going. There's always something even more profound, more spacious, that's aware of it all. Let the questions take you to a deeper level of awareness. Watch as your ego dissolves and the physical universe fades away. At this stage, you start to become aware of an indwelling presence. This is the eternal witness who observes the entire cosmos with an absence of mental commentary. Whenever a thought, feeling, or sensation seems like it's the answer to who am I, inquire further. Are you aware of that? If so, then it can't be the ultimate source. Turn your attention back to the question and keep going. Remember, the goal isn't to arrive at a fixed answer, but to continually dissolve the layers of the ego and reveal the boundless, non-dual awareness underlying all experience. Observe thoughts and sensations. When a thought or sensation grabs your attention, don't identify with it. Instead, become the observer. Notice how that thought or sensation arises within your awareness, like an object appearing in your field of vision. Now, ask yourself, am I aware of this thought or sensation? If the answer is yes, you've found another layer. This means that the thought or feeling isn't the ultimate source. It's something that's being observed. It's natural for the mind to wander. When you get distracted, gently guide your attention back to the questions. Don't get frustrated, just refocus. With practice, you'll find this process slowly, gradually, over time, awakens you to your God nature. This practice only works if you do it periodically throughout the day instead of only when you're sitting on a meditation cushion. For example, ask yourself, who's aware of this? While waiting in line for an ice cream, when sitting on a train, or at a ball game. Dissolving your ego. As you practice turning away from your thoughts and focusing on the awareness that observes them, a surprising truth emerges. There's no separate thinker behind your thoughts. Thoughts simply appear and are observed. The essence that notices them is spacious and beyond description. The boundaries of the me dissolve in this expansive awareness. That familiar feeling of a separate thinking self is like a ripple on the surface of a vast ocean, appearing for a moment, then merging back into the depths. Conclusion. Self-inquiry, as taught by Ramana Maharshi and the countless sages, is a powerful pathway to unveiling the truth of who we are. By questioning our assumptions and tracing our thoughts and feelings back to their source, we unravel the ego's illusions and reconnect with the boundless awareness at our core. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself and approach your practice with gentle curiosity. Remember, consistency is critical. Even brief moments of self-inquiry, integrated into your daily life, can produce profound shifts over time. If this exploration resonates with you, check out the other videos on our channel. At Salam Soul, we want to be your guide as you explore the limitless depths of your being.